A'ja Wilson's breaking point didn't happen in silence. It exploded across social media, sending ripples through the entire basketball world. What began as a simple valuation report out of Saudi Arabia quickly turned into a full-blown international controversy. The report claimed that Caitlin Clark's projected market value was 10 times higher than any other WNBA player, including A'ja Wilson herself, the reigning MVP and face of the Las Vegas Aces. For a league built on years of hard-fought progress and equality, that number wasn't just shocking, it was a declaration of a new world order in women's basketball. Caitlin Clark wasn't just a player anymore. She was an empire in motion. The figures didn't come out of nowhere. The Saudi Women's League had reportedly analyzed global market influence, sponsorship potential, and television viewership impact. The results revealed a truth that many insiders already suspected. Caitlin Clark isn't just carrying her team, she's carrying the league. According to the report, her projected earnings could reach $50 million annually if she ever joined an international league, with brands fighting to plaster her name across jerseys, sneakers, and billboards. That kind of money is unheard of in women's basketball, and for A'ja Wilson, who has spent years dominating the league only to see the spotlight shift overnight, it was a bitter pill to swallow. When the report went public, A'ja didn't name names. Instead, she posted a cryptic message on social media: "What's delayed isn't denied." Fans immediately knew who she meant. The timing couldn't have been more explosive. Just days earlier, Nike had announced its $28 million deal with Caitlin Clark, the largest endorsement in women's basketball history. But strangely, there had been no follow-up campaign. No commercials. No shoe launch. No big reveal. The silence was deafening. That silence sparked rumors of a corporate tug-of-war. Insiders claimed Nike was delaying Caitlin's signature shoe to avoid public backlash over giving a white rookie her own line before A'ja Wilson, a two-time MVP and multiple-time champion. Some suggested Nike was terrified of being accused of bias, while others argued that the company was simply trying to navigate the politics of a sport struggling to balance merit, marketability, and identity. A'ja's frustration was understandable. She'd been loyal to Nike for years, putting in the work, building a resume worthy of legends. And yet, when the moment came, it felt like someone else had stolen the narrative. But in a twist nobody expected, leaked documents revealed that A'ja had already signed her own shoe deal, the A1, 2 years prior. She'd been under a non-disclosure agreement the entire time, meaning while fans were waging war online in her defense, A'ja was quietly waiting for the right moment to announce what she already knew. By then, though, the damage had been done. The narrative had taken on a life of its own, pitting two of the league's brightest stars against each other in the court of public opinion. And while fans debated who deserved what, Caitlin Clark's fame only skyrocketed. She wasn't just a star anymore. She was a phenomenon. Her games were setting new attendance and viewership records, with 2.8 million tuning in for a random regular season game. The Indiana Fever's franchise value tripled in less than 2 years, and cities across the country were fighting to host her appearances. A'ja's dominance on the court couldn't compete with Caitlin's dominance off it. One was the league's best player. The other was its biggest attraction. It was like watching Tim Duncan and Magic Johnson in different eras. One defined by excellence, the other by energy. And in a world where attention equals money, there was no denying who was winning the battle. What truly sent shockwaves through the WNBA, though, was how fragile the league looked without Caitlin Clark. During her brief absence due to injury, attendance plummeted, ratings cratered, and social media engagement nosedived. Meanwhile, the finals, starring A'ja Wilson's Las Vegas Aces, barely drew half the viewership of a single Fever game. Tickets sold for as little as $6. $6 for the championship of the highest level of women's basketball. It was undeniable proof of what everyone had feared. The WNBA needs Caitlin Clark more than Caitlin Clark needs the WNBA. And that's when the global offers began to roll in. The Saudi League wasn't bluffing. They were preparing legitimate offers that could reach $100 million, even $200 million for Clark alone. Numbers that made NBA executives pause. Europe followed suit, seeing an opportunity to lure America's most marketable female athlete overseas. Behind closed doors, WNBA executives panicked. Leaked emails revealed frantic discussions about emergency measures to keep Clark stateside. Some proposed changing salary caps or offering league equity. Others floated broadcast bonuses or special endorsements. One executive even wrote, "Losing Clark would set us back 20 years." A'ja Wilson's emotional response to all this cut deep. In an interview she admitted, "I've worked my whole life for this, and it feels like none of it matters." That single line captured the heartbreak of every great player who's ever been overshadowed by a phenomenon. A'ja's frustration wasn't jealousy, it was exhaustion. She'd done everything right. Won titles, earned MVPs, stayed loyal to her team and sponsors. But the world had decided that the future belonged to someone else, someone younger, flashier, and, most importantly, someone who drew numbers. That's the brutal truth of modern sports. Talent doesn't always translate to value. A'ja may be the most complete player in the game, but Caitlyn is the one bringing in sponsors, fans, and media attention. She's the spark plug turning casual viewers into diehards. For corporations like Nike, it's not just about who wins championships, it's about who wins hearts, clicks, and revenue. Even Nike found itself caught in a lose-lose situation. Their executives were torn between honoring loyalty and chasing lightning. Delaying Caitlyn's shoe to appease critics made them look hesitant, but releasing it too soon risked accusations of racial favoritism. Every move became political, every silence magnified. The result? A corporate firestorm that exposed how unprepared even billion-dollar brands are for the new reality of women's sports. A reality shaped by viral moments, social media narratives, and public sentiment shifting in real time. Yet through all the chaos, one undeniable fact has emerged. Caitlyn Clark has transcended basketball. She's not just a player, she's a cultural event. From college arenas to the WNBA's brightest lights, her presence redefines what's possible for women in sports. The Saudi League sees her not just as an athlete, but as a symbol of global legitimacy. That's why they're willing to throw hundreds of millions her way. Because to them, she's not a risk, she's an investment in the future of sports entertainment. A'ja Wilson, on the other hand, stands at a crossroads. Her greatness is unquestioned, but her legacy now depends on how she adapts to this shifting landscape. Does she continue to fight for recognition in a system that rewards visibility over victory? Or does she find a new way to lead, one that transcends comparison? The WNBA itself faces an existential dilemma. If Caitlyn leaves, it risks losing not just ratings but relevance. If it bends too far to keep her, it risks alienating veterans like A'ja, who built the league from the ground up. There's no easy solution, only a balancing act between progress and tradition, economics and ethics, loyalty and survival. As the 2025 season unfolds, the tension between these two stars represents something much bigger than basketball. It's a mirror reflecting the evolution of women's sports, where marketability now shares the same pedestal as merit. And somewhere between A'ja's defiance and Caitlyn's dominance lies the uncomfortable truth. The game has changed forever. So, what do you think? Is Caitlyn Clark truly the most valuable player in women's basketball, or just the most visible? Has A'ja Wilson been unfairly overshadowed, or is this simply the cost of evolution? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more in-depth breakdowns of the biggest stories shaking up the world of sports.